Hey friends, welcome to a special episode of MarkTalk. I'm your host, Mark Levy, and I'm so unbelievably excited to be here with you guys today. We have a really fun one happening tonight. As you might be aware, I did not get a chance to come my vacation because the way things are happening right now, that's okay. But I'm happy that you are here on a special Tuesday night episode of MarkTalk, where we're going to be doing we're doing 3 Brant Steeles tonight, actually. Without further ado, I want to bring in my guest, who's also a MarkTalk Brant Steele winner, my dear friend, Christian Hoffman. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Mark. Thank you for having me. I'm excited. This is spooky, a Tuesday. That's a spooky day to do anything, so this should be fun.
Yeah, I mean, like, they talk about Friday 13th, but not like Tuesday the 27th, you know?
Yeah, and it'll get you. That's when it sneaks up on you. You expect the Friday the 13th. You never expect the Tuesdays. So
yeah. And yeah, it's going to be fun. So for those who don't know, we are doing 3 Brant Steeles today. So think of like a Brant Steele tournament tonight. We're going to be doing the Heroes versus Villains Survivor Series in 3 times. First time is going to be movies that predate 1996, then 1996 to current. And then the top 5 heroes and villains from each of those seasons. And I went some big, some small, some you should know, some you shouldn't know, but all fun, I think. I mean, Christian, how do you like the lineup from what I made?
Ooh, well, am I revealing it here? I'll be revealing the cast? Okay, I'm excited. I think it's a really well-rounded group, multiple groups. I mean, we've basically got 4 tribes, 2 villain tribes and 2 hero tribes.
Yeah.
I am giddy just wondering if there was any pre-gaming between Stephen King or John Carpenter, if they talked to their people. Because we've had a lot of that going on, and when you have an all-star type game, you know that people are going to talk behind each other's backs.
Exactly.
There's not really any integrity to these kind of games, so it's going to be great to see if the villains get extra villainy or the heroes are able to overcome a lot of the problems that they usually find in these situations.
Yeah. So as you see right now, I revealed the cast for our first season, which is our pre-1996 season, which starts off with heroes of Andy Barkley from Child's Play, Ash from the Evil Dead series, Charlie from Fright Night, Chief Marion Brody from Jaws, Laurie Strode from Halloween, Lieutenant Ripley from Alien, McGreedy from The Thing, Nancy Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street, Peter from my favorite zombie movie, Dawn of the Dead, and Wendy Torrance from The Shining. And on the villain tribe, we got Candyman from Candyman, Chucky from Child's Play, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, Jack Torrance from The Shining, Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Michael Myers from, oh wow, my brain forgot the word Halloween for a second there, the Tall Man from Phantasm, The Thing from The Thing, what I called They from They Live, and the Xenomorph from Alien. But I'm really excited about how this is going to all work out there, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the villains always get the glory in Halloween movies. It's always about the killing, the chasing, the murdering. But, I mean, Andy, don't underestimate Andy. You know, this is a game of numbers. This is not just about challenges. This is not just about killing. This is about smarts. And the villains don't always live till the end. So it should be exciting.
And most of these characters are characters and the heroes tribe that have lived through multiple movies. So especially when it gets like Andy, Ripley, Ash, Laurie, and Chief Marion Brody. Let's get started because we got a lot of fun things happening tonight.
Cool.
All right, the Heroes Tribe Alliance number 1, Nancy, Ripley, and Wendy. That's a strong alliance, actually. And Andy, Chief Brody, and Laurie, which is a very family-feeling alliance. Oh, wow. This is what I don't see too often. Michael Myers, the Tall Man, The Thing, and the Xenomorph at 7th string.
Wow.
And Candyman, Chucky, and Jason Voorhees. Wow, that's 3 of my favorite. That's 3 of my favorite, though. That's
goodness.
Yeah. I'm a big Jason nerd. So you have the Battle Dig, which is one of my favorite challenges in Survivor history, where they had to go like a little area, and then they had to dig up the thing and get back to finishing that. And it looks like the villains tribe wins reward, and they win Flint.
Excellent. I don't know if Freddy actually likes winning that reward, but you know, you got to make fire in this game, regardless of any weaknesses.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, and also if he wins, he'll strike fear in people and then live in their nightmares. 6 members for Lock, Load, and Light. 6 members from each tribe would race to assemble a boat with 7 pieces and 7 planks, and then paddle the boat out into the ocean and light a torch on the raft. And that it's basically the first challenge ever on Survivor redone, and Villains Tribe wins immunity.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. So the no one said, but Ripley just found the idol for the Heroes Tribe, which proves to more again that she is a hero. The Xenomorph found the idol, and Jack isolates himself from the tribe, which that is a very truthful thing for the character of Jack. And if you know The Shining, you know The Shining. He's going to be writing a book right now that's just going to say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So around our first tribal council, Ripley has got the idol. Ripley does not play the idol. Let's see who goes home. First vote. Ash. Wendy. Ash. Wendy. Ash. Wow. Wendy. Ash. Oh my God. From 6 votes to 4, Ash, the tribe has spoken.
Unbelievable. That's a rough first boot. That is not groovy.
I mean, that's a very, very fun hero. Andy votes for Ash. Ash votes for Wendy. Charlie votes for Wendy. Chief Brody votes for Ash. Lori votes for Ash. Ripley votes for Ash. McGrady votes for Wendy. Nancy votes for Ash. Peter votes for Wendy. And Wendy votes for Ash.
You have to wonder if his severed hand played a role in his removal of the game here. It's a lot more difficult to trust somebody when they don't have full control of themselves in these challenges. So that's probably why him over Andy, even though Andy's a child, he's got use of both his hands.
I mean, the Wendy situation is interesting. I mean, the longer that she's in the game, unfortunately, the more scared she's going to get. And let's hope she survives, And also for people that are curious, the way that the third round is going to work, top 5 heroes, top 5 villains are going to be representing for each season. And we got some very heavy hitters in the 1996 onward category. Some of them not that expected. I'm loving this alliance, though, of Candyman, Chucky, and Jason Voorhees. All right, so the pair in Paris casters would race across the field or retrieve 6 large crates painted their tribe colors. Once all 6 crates were retrieved, the casters would have to stack the crates into the staircase into names of their tribe. And it looks like that the Villain Tribe wins immunity. They will receive a tarp.
Wow.
I need to grab my water, which is over here.
Wow. A major fight between Ripley and Chief Brody. That's the leaders of both sub-alliances and the Hero Tribe are going at it. This is going to get interesting.
Xenomorph still has the idol. All right, let's see where the votes go. Ripley does not play the idol. First up, Ripley, Chief Brody, Ripley, Chief Brody, Chief Brody, Chief Brody, Ripley, Chief Brody.
Wow.
Wow, that was a battle of 2 icons,
Yeah, that fight led to if she almost went home with an idol in her pocket. That's no good, Ripley. You got to survive. You've got like 4 more movies left in you. You got to do this. I mean, Brody, I love you, but you're going to need a bigger whatever joke works for you going out
here. Let's see how they vote. Andy votes for Ripley. Charlie votes for Chief Brody. Chief Brody and Lori vote for Ripley. Ripley votes for Chief Brody. McCready votes for Ripley. Nancy votes for Nancy, Peter, and Wendy all vote for Chief Brody.
McCready's on the wrong side of the numbers here.
Yeah, but I mean, that's what he tends to be when you see him, though. So not the worst,
That's where he thrives.
Yeah. It was also really interesting that 2 of the 4 law enforcement members of that tribe just went at each other,
Oof.
Okay. All right, let's see what's happening right now. We have the sumo in mud. Each player uses a sandbag to push them, and once they get out of the push out of the rip pit into the round, first tribe to 8 points wins, and Heroes Tribe wins immunity. They receive sugar, coffee, a week's worth of rice, and the contestants' luxury items.
Andy surprised a lot of people in that competition. Everybody was looking at Andy. Oh, he's a little kid, but he survived against Chucky every single time they went at each other. And I'm starting to think Chucky threw the comp.
I mean, it's a thing of he's been in what 7 Child's Play movies if you count the remake.
Yeah.
And he survives almost every time. Well, he's not in 7 because he's not in the Seed or Bride Chucky is, but they isolate themselves from the rest of the tribe. And let's see what's gonna happen in the. I'm a little scared for since They Live is one of my favorite horror movies that gets misread all the time. But Xenomorph does not play the idol. First up, Candyman, Freddy, Candyman, Freddy, Candyman, Jason, Freddy, Candyman.
Wow. They said his name 6 times. You don't say it 5 times. You say it 6.
Candyman vote for Freddy. Chucky vote for Freddy. Freddy vote for Candyman. Jack vote for Candyman. Jason vote for Freddy. Michael votes for Candyman. Tall Man votes for Candyman. The Thing votes for Candyman. They live for they vote for Jason, and Xenomorph votes for Candyman. Well, now understand that random ass vote for Jason there.
Yeah, they just had no idea what was going on.
Oh, this is such a funny, stupid thing. I love it so much.
Ooh, that alliance is a lot weaker. Their loyalty was at 8 and 7, and now it's at 3s across the board. The villains are really sweeping here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm afraid was going to happen at this kind of season, especially since they have such bigger personalities in the movies,
Yeah.
But a member from each tribe would slide across the slippery surface and grab the ball with a certain color, spin a bunch of them, and they would have to toss in the basket to score a point. This is when they get all oily, and this is like when you see a lot of photos of very good-looking survivors in the first half of the series, all oily. No matter which way you go. But the villain tribe went to reward. I'm sure they must have been terrified. They and the Thing and a Tall Man. These are all things you don't want to see oily. So. All right, immunity challenge. Roll with it. One caster would be strapped into a wooden circle cage and would have to guide 2 blindfold castaways in a rolling cage through the maze through the forest. At the end of the maze, there'll be a labyrinth-like table, and then they have to solve the puzzle at the maze table, and the villains win immunity. Ripley slows the idol. Chucky and Jack bond slightly. That's nice.
Yeah, there's something going on with his relationship with his kid. He's looking to Chucky to fill that void.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't talked to his kid in a while. He's been busy writing his novels on the island. So Ripley plays the idol. Smart move, I think. First vote. Ripley does not count. Ripley does not count. Ripley does not count. Andy, Lori. Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. I wonder how the casters all vote there. Andy voted for Ripley. Charlie voted for Lori. Lori voted for Ripley. Ripley voted for Lori. McCready voted for Ripley. Nancy voted for Lori. Peter voted for Andy. Wendy voted for Lori. I did not actually see Lori gone that soon.
Yeah, they're finishing off the rest of that 3-man alliance.
Yeah.
First the Chief. Andy's up next. We'll see.
Yeah. And it's interesting because there's no alliance because the other alliance is Ripley, Nancy, Peter, and Wendy, right? Yeah.
Well, it's the 3 women. I don't think Peter or McCready are part of any alliance.
Yeah. They're an alliance of tough men that are not scared of anything, Zombie apocalypses or the actual apocalypse. Schmurgen Brawl. In a walled-off arena, 3 castaways, 3 members of each tribe would battle for control of 3 balls. Once caster gets control of the ball, they would pass the ball to 3 other tribe mates standing on a platform and would attempt to throw the ball through the opposing tribe's basket at the end of the arena. 1 point would be scored when the ball is made in the basket. After every point, the tribe would change who in the arena on a platform. And it looks like that the heroes win reward. They win a swimming hole and a piece of chocolate. That's nice.
Excellent.
All right, so they also win immunity with the blind cube crisis. 1 caster from each tribe would work as a caller to direct the tribe mates who would be blindfolded, teaming up in pairs, and which is great. So don't like to see a plow type blowout,
Yeah, they needed that win really bad.
Yeah, and Peter found the idol, which is
excellent. Great. There we go.
I love a good Ken Foray thing, you know.
That alliance is strengthening itself again. They were pretty rocky. They needed this win.
Yeah, and Chucky and Jason now being Strength Alliance. All right, so the Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote, Jason, Freddy, Jason, Freddy, Jason. Wow, this hurts me on a cellular level. I love Jason so much. He's literally one of my favorites. He's one of my favorite slashers of all time.
We got Freddy versus Jason. Everybody was hoping it would happen. I really feel for Chucky. You know, he was just getting close to Jason before all this went down.
I mean, the ones that look like kids or are kids are alone now, you know?
Yeah.
So Chucky votes for Freddy. Freddy votes for Jason. Jack votes for Freddy. Jason votes for Freddy. Michael votes for Jason. Tall Man votes for Jason. The Thing votes for Jason. They vote for Jason. And Xenomorph votes for Jason. All right, we're at episode 6.
Whew.
This is so fascinating. There's only one real final girl left. I mean, you can count Wendy also, but I wouldn't count Wendy as a finals girl.
Ooh, wow. 9 strength. They rebounded. They were at 3s. They needed that win.
They needed that, yeah. And Peter and the Thing went in individual immunities.
There we go, Peter.
There we go. So Rope a Dope Part 2. Then the 2 winners will be competing in the final round. First cast to compete the obstacle course wins the reward. And heroes win the reward that win steak, sausages, vegetables, condiments, and wine for a reward. That's great.
So we're doing a double tribal.
Yeah,
here,
this is the double tribal episode, yeah. It's now a very strong alliance, as you pointed out earlier. The Tall Man and Chucky bond slightly.
Chucky's just looking for an ally, man. He just lost his best bud.
Yeah. All right, so Peter does not play the idol. First vote, Andy. Oof. McCready, Andy. Wow. You cannot.
They couldn't trust him. He never really solidified anything. He didn't do anything with Peter when Peter was offering him stuff, and now Peter has power. McCready needed to make a decision sooner than this. That's really too bad.
And Charlie was also on the wrong side of the vote.
Ooh, Charlie.
Let's see the next tribal council, the Villains Tribal Council. Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote, Freddy. Xenomorph, Freddy. Xenomorph, Freddy. Wow, 6-2. The Xenomorph stays
back to back. Xenomorph is slowly taking control of their tribe.
Yeah. Freddy and they voted for the Xenomorph. Everyone else voted for Freddy. So it doesn't look good for either of those, you know?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're at our final 13. Let's proceed to the alliances. Strong Women Alliance. Strong Scary Alliance. Competing around, the tribes will face off 3 to a side in the ocean to get control of a ball, shoot their basket, score, and the hero tribe wins reward. They win a trip to a waterfall and a feast. All right, over one at a time, the 3 casters from each tribe will race across the platform and a rope net, and then climb up the rope web to retrieve 6 bags of puzzle pieces. Once all 6 bags are retrieved, other casters would use that to assemble puzzles, and the Villain tribe wins immunity.
Wow.
That's impressive. Andy and Peter bond a lot. That's great. I mean,
there you go.
I mean, Peter's used to being in an isolated situation, stuck in a mall, fighting off zombies. This is now a very weak alliance. All right, let's see what happens. Casters all vote. Peter does not count. Peter does not count. Peter, Andy, Charlie. Andy, the tribe has spoken. Wow.
Wow. Oh, Peter. Good play on the immunity.
Yeah,
oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. It's like Peter feels like JT season 1, you know? Like he's playing a good, solid game. He's winning the challenges, but he's not making like a big deal about things, you know?
Yeah, he's not Ripley. Ripley's target Ripley's going to be the first to go if they go into the merge without numbers. They really needed this immunity, and instead they're down 2. And I can't imagine there's going to be 2 more immunity challenges before the merge.
No, I think there's only 1, right?
I don't know. This is a brand new, never before seen season of Survivor. So
Yeah, well, yeah, it's heroes versus villains, so that's how it goes sometimes. Castaways would compete in a bowling tournament. Each castaway would be matched against another castaway and given 2 roles. Castaways who knock down the most pins, one per round, will score and win the points. And it looks like the villain tribe wins reward. Then a trip to another island with a coffee bar, cookies, croissants, and brownies. That's nice. Competing in rounds, two castaways from each tribe would be belted together and would have to race across a mud pit and over obstacles and retrieve a flag to score a point for the tribe. And it looks like the Heroes tribe wins immunity, which they desperately needed.
They needed that bad.
They desperately needed it. I mean, they're down 5-7 with the merge coming up, and that's terrifying, But Charlie found the idol, which is good.
Yeah,
he's wearing it like a cross right now. And Nancy Ripley have a major fight. You don't like to see that happening.
Ripley hasn't been able to keep it cool when she needs to. That's really hard to see.
Yeah, and Chucky and Xenomorph had a fight too there, as you might have seen. Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote, Xenomorph. Chucky. Wow, Chucky went 5 votes to 2. I thought it was like making good inroads with like people, like you.
Yeah. This is Xenomorph's control, the tight control Xenomorph has, not only to not have to play your idol, but to go to be the secondary target time after time after time. That's to have your name out there every tribal and to not play it, that if they get to the end, I'm sorry. I think Xenomorph has it.
Yeah. So we're at our final 11. I mean, these 5 in the Heroes have already made to the final round. So congrats to them. They are in the 3rd game tonight for sure, since they made it there. And the villains need to lose one more person before we know who the 10 from this season are going to be. Or one more thing, or whatever it is, Castaways competing in endurance contests in which castaways were ranked strongest to weakest. These ranks would be used to determine the castaway matchups between each tribe. And the first tribe to score 3 points would win. And the Heroes tribe wins reward. They win all you can eat feast courtesy Outback Steakhouse. Yeah, I love it. All right, one at a time. 5 castaways from each tribe will move over a bag of puzzle pieces attached to a rope to an obstacle course in the ocean. And it looks like the villain tribe wins immunity again.
That's rough. Oh, that's so rough.
And Peter is driving the tribe the wrong way, which you don't like to see that.
Peter, come on, man. Keep it cool.
Dude. Come on, you're like the dad and Keenan and Kel. Keep it cool, man. Okay. The thing is, they have a major fight. I mean, one of them they're both aliens. One of them has been on Earth for a long, long time, and one of them is trying to take over the Earth. So I'm
starting to feel like they might be a goat. They just haven't really been on the inside of anything, even though they're on the dominant villain tribe.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens right now. First vote, Peter, Nancy. Peter, Nancy. Peter, the tribe has spoken.
Oh, gosh. That's brutal.
That's a really sad one.
One of the early edit really had us believing in him.
Yeah. One like the great 70s heroes, Charlie and him voted for Nancy, and the Strong Women's Alliance voted for Peter.
Yep.
All right, we are at episode 10, and the merge is happening right now, guys. So we have the 4-person Heroes tribe and the Villain tribe, and now we have the Yin Yang tribe.
Oh no. If they want any shot of getting back into this game at 4-6, they're gonna have to play the idol, and they're gonna have to know this is just tough. This is just really I'm worried for the Heroes here.
It's a little bit scary, Get a grip. The casters must hang on to a pole as long as they can. Last person left hanging without touching the ground wins immunity. Jack, he wins immunity. He's busy being creepy, and that's what happens,
Yeah.
And this is now medium strength alliance. That's not good.
Yeah, I'm worried for Ripley.
Yeah, it's a little bit scary for her now, but there's only one thing that can happen. Well, many things that can happen, but Charlie does not play the idol. Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote, Nancy. They, Nancy. Nancy. They, Nancy. Wow. So it looks like the villains stayed together, took out Nancy. She beat Freddy, but she couldn't beat the rest of the villains, you know?
Wow.
That's exactly what happened. The villains stayed together and took out Nancy.
The heroes, I don't really know what they were thinking. You want to flip they. You don't want to target they.
Yeah.
You need to get they, then play the idol, and try to get the 5 and the 4 when you go to 9. So that's a brutal misplay from Ripley there.
Yeah. Pacific Shuffle. It's a Survivor version of Shuffleboard where casters are divided into 3 teams, black, blue, and red. The Thing, Michael, and Jack all win a reward. The night spent at Robert Louis Stevenson's home. They left the screening of Treasure Island. I'm sure they love that. House of Cards. Each caster is given 150 tiles that they have to stack until their tower is 10 feet. And the first person the highest completes wins. Makes sense. Xenomorph wins. The alien's giant. And the tall man, and they have a major fight.
Wow.
I have no idea what's about to happen. It doesn't look good for Ripley or Charlie or Wendy, though, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is going to be rough.
Charlie does play the idol, though.
Okay.
And Xenomorph plays the idol on the tall man. First vote. Charlie does not count. Charlie does not count. Charlie does not count. Charlie does not. Charlie doesn't. Wow. They got voted out.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, man. I think they stuck around trouble lines, not mistaken. Did they? Looks like they did. Yep, they stayed to tribal lines.
I wonder what Xenomorph was thinking with the idol play there. Maybe there was something at camp they wanted it flushed. I'm not sure, but that's a much needed week to get by, I guess. If you're going to lose anybody for the villains, you got to be glad you lost because they've really just been. They haven't really been a factor. Yeah.
And if you haven't seen They Live, you got to see it. It's a great movie for those watching. It's one of the more insane Carpenter movies. Johnny Nada was actually in this cast until about 5 p.m. Because how can you not love Rowdy Piper at his peak? So immunity challenge, when it rains, it pours, casters are strapped to a perch, and then their arm head above their head, and then once they bring their arm down, it becomes, they lose, and there's also people get fed, get tempted, and Ripley wins immunity, which she desperately needed, and found the idol.
Wow! Oh my goodness! Oh!
This is what I was going to say. The Thing and Charlie bond a lot.
Over what?
I don't know. Like, they don't like vampires? I don't know. Okay, so Ripley does not play the idol. First vote, Michael. Xenomorph. Wow, Xenomorph is gone.
Oh my gosh. I cannot believe that. Xenomorph had complete control of this game, and in the span of one episode, Ripley won immunity, found an idol, and got Xenomorph out. That is incredible.
I mean, you always get to see that when, like, the hero beats the villain in these seasons, you know? Like, I mean, there's only one pair left now, officially. Jack and Wendy.
Wow. Oh, my Lord.
And they aren't working together. All right, so pegatory knockout. In the first round, the casters would dig up a wooden peg and then guide the peg through a table maze. The first 5 to finish would move on to the next round. And then second round, the casters would use the pegs to climb a wall. And Charlie wins some immunity. He needed that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I can see this going any way. I thought this was going to probably be a villain domination, but I think the heroes might actually win.
Yeah, well, the villains saw an opportunity. When Xenomorph has that big a control, you need to make that flip happen there because there's still a lot of time to reassess, come back together. They still have the numbers. They probably don't know Ripley's got the idol, though, so we'll see what happens here. This is a huge vote.
Yeah. So Ripley's up for the idol. First vote's Michael, Jack. Tall man, Michael, Jack, and Michael are tied. there is a revote. People tied it in the revote will not revote. First vote, Michael, Jack, Michael. Michael's been voted out with 5 votes to 3.
Wow. Wow, the villains have totally collapsed. Oh my gosh.
It's going to be interesting to see how this manifests itself in the finals with these same players in like 40 minutes when we get there. Charlie votes for Michael. Jack votes for Tall Man. Ripley votes for Michael. Michael votes for Jack. Tall Man and the Thing will vote for Jack, and Wendy votes for Michael. She did not vote out her husband.
Jack almost got himself out of the game there by not voting the right way the first time.
You're right, yeah. So we got no real strong alliances, but that's how it is sometimes. The casters would use a bucket to scoop water from the ocean, toss water to the loved one, and the loved one would pour the water into a bucket hanging from the seesaw. And Ripley wins reward. She shares reward with the Tall Man and Charlie. They win a plane trip with the loved one to see the Alafaga blowholes. They get a meal of hamburgers, soft drinks, cookies, and donuts. It's really nice. Casters would hold 2 poles on the top of their hands up against board of their heads, and the movement on their hands would cause the poles to drop down. And Ripley wins immunity.
This is an amazing comeback. This is exactly what I expected from Ripley. Early on, it was like she wasn't able to keep things peaceful in the tribe, and there was that mini coup between the 2 smaller hero alliances. So the bounce back has been incredible.
Yeah. This is exciting. You also can see that it's 3-3 right now, the heroes and villains, and it's about change, of course. But Ripley does not play the idol. First vote, Tall Man, Jack, Thing, Jack. Tall Man's been voted out. Wow, 3-2.
Wow. Ripley still got her idol too, so that locks her into the 4. Yeah. Oh my lordy.
Charlie votes for the Thing. Jack votes for Tall Man. Ripley votes for Tall Man. Tall Man votes for Jack. The Thing votes for Jack, and Wendy votes for Tall Man. She worked with her husband there.
Yeah, self-preservation. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're in the finale part 1. Our final 5. All these are amazing characters, no matter what. Immunity challenge offer out. The casters would balance the ceramic dish on the end of a balancing beam. At the end of the progress, Jeff calls out different dishware. Casters would stick on the far end of the balance, and Ripley wins immunity on this balancing challenge.
Just incredible. I really thought it was Xenomorph's game to lose, and it just, of course, Ripley snatches it from the Xenomorph's tail, and immunity with an idol here. She can send anybody she wants home. This is she's got to build her end game here, because she's going to be target numero uno if she does not win immunity at 4.
Right, and she does not play her idol right now. So let's see what happens.
Oh my gosh!
The Thing, Jack's been voted out.
Wow.
Wow, we don't need to see how casters all voted. This is such a fascinating Final 4. We got Charlie, the nice kid who might be in his 40s, who is fighting a vampire next door. Lieutenant Ripley, who's dealing with aliens in space. The Thing, an alien from space that's trying to take over the world. And Wendy, a sweet wife who is dealing with her husband who's gone crazy in the snowy Colorado area.
The villains had a 6-4 advantage, and now it is 3-1 heroes. That is mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling. Casters would have to navigate their way through a maze blindfold. First castaway to retrieve 4 necklaces at stations within the maze, and then find the immunity necklace would win. And Charlie wins immunity. Hell yeah.
Wow.
All right, number idol plays. Casters all vote. First votes for the Thing, Wendy, the Thing. Holy shit.
Oh, you had to. He was going to get all the jury votes.
Yeah, and now we're at the point where they're facing the jury. So no matter what, we'll have a hero winner of the season.
That's incredible.
I think it's going to be Ripley's to win, but you never know.
She wasn't so great with the social game. She had to win challenges to get here, but I think Charlie could be that. I don't want to vote for Ripley, so I'm going to give it to Charlie, because Charlie has a good resume. So, I mean, I don't want to count Wendy out, but she was kind of just screaming the entire time.
Also, if you ever make movies, this is very real. Don't be a dick and make Shelley Duvall go crazy or anyone go crazy. That's just real. I'm gonna reveal 9-0 Ripley. Wow.
Wow. Just a complete domination.
And then see the more
Perfect. Of course. Wouldn't have had it any other way. That is about as good of a first Brant Steele as you could have asked for. The flip, even down 6-4, that's incredible perseverance from Ripley. Down and out. Yeah. Didn't have to play her idol. Didn't lose a single jury vote. Just hats off. Hats off.
That's incredible. I'm going to stop the stream and start setting up the next one. If that's cool with you there. So we're still going to be talking though, of course. So
of course.
Yeah. But that was insane watching that,
Unbelievable. I was really hopeful that Chucky and Andy would get an opportunity to actually play the game, and it kind of just seemed like they were numbers for everybody until they were no longer needed. It was tough to watch.
It really was, like you expect them to do better or at least get farther,
Now, are you wanting to wait until we reveal the cast photos here for me to start talking about this next cast? Or
yeah, that's okay with you.
Okay. Freddy, Jason, Michael, Chucky, Tall Man, Xenomorph, Thing, Torrance. Oh, we did find out the five heroes and the 5 villains that are going to be in this this third one,
which is Xenomorph, the Thing, Drac, Tall Man, and Michael.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just taking note of that right now myself, honestly, before I started doing the actual building of this. And it's Nancy and Peter for the others, for the good guys.
Charlie, Ripley, Wendy.
So you're doing your survival rewatch right now, right?
I am.
Doing your survival watch. Yeah.
Yeah, for the first time. I have never seen it, so it's very for anybody who doesn't know. Yeah, it's very. I don't really know how to describe it any other way. I knew that eventually when I sat down to watch it, it was going to be like a fine wine. Everybody I know who has seen it has been wanting me to watch it for a while, and it's really hard to put down, especially like trying to race to finish the series before season 41.
Which you can do easily because they haven't started shooting 41 yet.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if I can get a season down in like a week or 2 seasons a week, it should be no problem. I can't take any breaks. No breaks.
And now you're past like the bad seasons too,
That's good to hear. I'm afraid to even look up like any kind of response. I try to not look for any information just because I like to have the uninterrupted, the authentic experience that I'm never going to go back and be able to actually have. So knowing that people consider the dark days over is good because the past 3 seasons, I liked South Pacific, but
South Pacific's an enjoyable season. It's
enjoyable. The Hans stuff, I'm tired of Hans. 19, 20, and then like you get a break with 21, but it's Nicaragua, so you're like, please, anybody, I'll take Hans, and then he comes back.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's really fascinating. Like, what I do like though about South Pacific is I told you before, like I'm a fan of Aussie, so it's a really good Aussie season.
Yeah, there's quite a few players, Aussie specifically, that I'm really hoping get a third chance to come back or a second chance to come back. I know there's a season called Second Chances, everybody, but I don't know anybody who's in that cast. So there's still quite a few people that I would love to see make a return. I know Maddie from Gabon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He doesn't come back.
No, he does not. No.
He doesn't. Yeah, that's such a bummer. He's one of the guys I've been looking forward to the most. Just the way that ended with Sugar just handing the win to Bob over Maddie is just so heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it's one of those really sad situations. But I think Bob is also a good winner too. Like, that's the weird thing about that season with me.
I agree. I am giddy to get into talking about these castmates on these tribes because that first Brant Steele was really good, but there's just something about the new era.
Yeah,
It's
it
exciting.
was pretty fun casting this one because like I really, I mean, if you know your horror, you know why I started 1996 with this one. Um, it's not that big of a secret. Um, in fact, I'm putting in one of those images right now. But it's like what I also like about this version of it is that I focus more broad than just American horror in this one.
Hmm.
You know, I gotta look up a character's name because I should have done that before. That's my fault. David Drayton.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
One of the saddest things I've ever seen in a movie.
Oof. Brutal. Very Stephen King.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're halfway through with putting new photos in. Yeah, I had a lot of fun casting this one because there's so much good international horror that has happened in the last 25 years. Well, it's always been good international horror, but yeah. What's your favorite horror movie, Christian?
Oof. Recent has to be Hereditary. There's just
Yeah.
it's really hard, like that movie, just the first watch. The first time I watched it while my partner was in Japan, and so I was watching it at 3 a.m. and they were watching it like in broad daylight,
Oh
and we
no.
still had to like pause the movie at the scene that
Mm-hmm.
happens that you would have to stop watching. Like, if anybody's seen Hereditary, they know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't seen Hereditary, I'm not going to spoil it because you need to see that without having it spoiled for you. But incredible experience, just absolutely the like terror of feeling like not only that it was happening and I had no idea that it was coming, but also I'm watching it with someone who's all the way across the world and we're both just sitting there freaking out about something. It was a really good experience. It set my expectations for Midsummer way too high. I was so hyped for Midsummer,
It
and
didn't ruin Midsummer though for me because Midsummer is a very different kind of movie.
right, I went into it expecting something that it wasn't, and that was, I think, more marketing than the movie itself.
Okay.
Midsummer, for what it actually is fantastic. I was expecting this Hereditary type kind of standard horror film, and in that regard, I guess I was disappointed, but the movie itself was great. I love Midsummer as well.
I also love that Midsummer is actually very, very funny. Like,
Yeah. Hmm.
you know, when I saw Midsummer, I realized how messed up I was from watching Midsummer until like the movie was over. Also, letting us know there is a couple characters, a character in this one that I feel I'm gonna get some shit for. But think of it this way: yes, this character is not that new, but the version of it is, and it's still a good version. So don't worry about it. And there's
Hmm.
also one that I kind of cheated with because there's one that I only think of as a 3-person thing. So
Yeah, I'm curious. I have a couple of questions. I know the cast, but I'm definitely, once you reveal them, I've got a couple of questions about a couple of these guys,
yeah,
particularly on the villains tribe.
yeah, I had more fun. I had a lot of fun casting them. I'm almost ready to reveal, so just one
Cool.
more. Yeah, because I want a little art house for some of these. I'm not going to deny that.
God.
Okay, let me make sure it's all good. Cool. All right. So let's reveal our second cast right now. And this is one I had a lot more trouble casting than the first one, in my personal opinion. So here we go. Season 2. We got our heroes tribe of Chris Washington from Get Out, David Drayden from The Mist. Yes, that's the moment in the movie that messes everyone up. Elvis from Bubba Hotep. Juno from The Descent. Maddie from Hush, which is a very underrated, great movie. Rachel Keller from The Ring. Seok Woo from Train to Busan. Seth Gecko from Dawn, from Dusk Till Dawn. Sean from Shaun of the Dead. Sidney Prescott from Scream. And the Villains Tribe. We got Annabelle from Annabelle. Babadook from The Babadook. Blair Witch from The Blair Witch Project. Captain Spaulding from House of Thousand Corpses series. Edie from Let the Right One In. Ghostface from Scream. Jigsaw from the Saw series. Laura from Under the Skin. Pennywise from It. And The Strangers from the It series.
Excellent. I have to say, I liked the first cast, but this cast is my favorite. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm on the younger side, but
yeah,
I mean, those heroes, just powerhouses. Every boot's going to be brutal.
Yeah, it's really interesting when you think about like when you see like this cast, like which one was the one they were talking about? They were really intrigued by in the villain side.
Ghostface. Which Ghostface are we getting? Are we getting Billy? Are we getting Stu? Like, are we getting Mrs. Billy? Like, there's a lot of possible options there.
There's like 10 possible options in 4 movies. You're right. But I decided to keep it as the generic Ghostface. So
cool.
More of the idea than anything. Yeah. And I mean, obviously, Laura doesn't really have a name, but that's her name in the movie. And The Strangers is 3 in 1. And yes, this is my favorite Pennywise, even though I do like the original one. But yeah. All right. Zero Alliances, Heroes Tribe, Chris, Seth, and Sean. I dig that.
I love it.
That's like weird. That's like the horror comedy alliance.
Perfect.
And then we got the sad horror alliance. I'm going to refer to as with David, Maddie, Seok-woo, and Sidney. All right, so the villains: Annabelle, Captain Spaulding, and Pennywise. All right, Villains Tribe Alliance number 2: Babadook,
wow,
Ghostface, Jigsaw, and the Strangers. All right, Battle Dig. We already know what this one is. Heroes Tribe wins reward. They win Flint.
Okay.
Lock, Load, and Light. We saw this earlier. It's the same one as before. Yes, we're using the same season 3 times, but different cast for 2 of them and different mashup for the other. So we already know how that one is. The Villains Tribe wins immunity. So I'm happy it's a little bit different though than before because the first time though, the Heroes Tribe lost reward. So I remember that. Seok-woo found the idol. That's now a very strong alliance.
Wow.
Strangers found the idol.
Who gets it really though? Are they all? Is that the twist? Is they move as one, they get 1 vote, but 3 mouths to feed? So it's kind of like, what's in it for me kind of thing.
I forget what their 2 names. I know it's Dollface and I forget the other 2. Like, but the first one's such a good movie. I hate the second one, but the first is so good. All right, so Seok-woo has the Heroes Tribe idol. Casts his all vote. Does not play the idol. First vote: Juno.
Oh, no.
Juno. Rachel. Juno. Oh, we were at a tie of 5 for strong, badass women. One of them is a little bit of an anti-hero, but let's find out what happens. Juno. Rachel. Juno. Wow, we're going to Rocks.
We're going to Rocks in the first tribal? What?
So 2 of the badass women. Wow. One of them was a late round replacement because God would have the ring in there. This is exciting. Let's see who draws Purple Rock and leaves. Seth Gecko.
Oh my gosh, that's brutal. That's so brutal.
Chris votes for Rachel. David votes for Juno. Elvis, not Elvia, votes for Rachel. Juno votes for Rachel. Maddie votes for Juno. Rachel votes for Juno. Seok-woo votes for Juno. Seth votes for Rachel. Sean votes for Rachel. And Sidney votes for Juno. It's really sad because we don't get that much horror in the Clooney canon, and that was a really fun movie too.
He had a lot of charisma. He was probably maybe the biggest threat just in terms of he had that 3-person alliance. If he gets through that vote, who knows what happens? You got to know when to flip. He left it up to chance.
Yeah.
This is exciting.
I'm literally obsessed with this alliance right now.
It's such a good alliance. I love the heroes, but I'm the Babadook, Ghostface, Jigsaw triumvirate. Perfect.
You seem like the right one in, right?
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite movies. Like, it's just perfect. So this is when they retrieve 6 large crates, and the hero tribe went to immunity when they receive a tarp. And Seokbu still has the idol. Villain tribe, the stranger still has the idol. And Jigsaw and Laura have a minor fight. Jigsaw do not have sex with Laura; she will kill you.
Yeah. Well, Jigsaw keeps talking about the whole game, and every time anybody does anything, he's got an explanation for why it's happened and how way back when he had planned for it. And everybody's getting really irritated. Like, no, you didn't plan for the rain. You didn't plan for the fire to go out. Stop. You're old. Stop bothering me.
Like, part of me actually wanted to put Billy the doll in, but I was like, I can't do Jigsaw because Jigsaw. Billy doesn't do it. Billy's nothing. He's just a scary image. Strangers do not play the idol. First vote: Pennywise, Blair Witch, Pennywise, Pennywise, Blair Witch, Pennywise, Pennywise. Wow, Blair Witch, Pennywise with a vote to 7-3. Pennywise got voted out. And I'll vote for Blair Witch. Babadook voted for Pennywise. Blair Witch voted for Pennywise. Captain Spaulding voted for Blair Witch. Ely votes for Pennywise. Ghostface votes for Pennywise. Jigsaw votes for Pennywise. Laura votes for Pennywise. Pennywise votes for Blair Witch. And Strangers vote for Pennywise.
Yeah, Pennywise's social game was just really off. Just spent way too much time trying to become what everybody was most afraid of. And, it's about team unity. It's about the strength of the tribe in this pre-merge era. So it's really hard to see Pennywise making it further than this round anyway.
Like, what's really sad, though, is like he was too busy blowing up balloons. And he should have been, like, spending time, like, making friends.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that's how it goes. I'm still obsessed with the photo I got for him. It's so funny.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough. If he's the winner, it's like.
But at what cost?
His life really turned around after that moment.
I saw that movie with my dad. My dad doesn't do horror. Like, that moment happened, and my dad got like so sad. And then the moment after it happened, and he got sadder.
Oh.
Yeah. So the hero tribe wins immunity for the sumo and mud. They receive sugar, coffee, a week's worth of rice, and the contestants' luxury items.
Excellent.
And David and Tuck have a major fight.
Oof. Don't want to fight with somebody who's got an idol. That's not good.
No, and also they both deal with like weird dead creatures.
Bond.
But which Ghostface? No. Don't get too close to her. She's not good people.
It's probably Billy. Billy's probably the one getting close to her.
Step too deep, man. Strangers not play the idol. First vote: Jigsaw, Blair Witch, Ely, Blair Witch. Wow, 7 votes to not 1-1. Blair Witch, the tribe has spoken.
Yeah, Blair Witch, she didn't get a lot of screen time. She didn't get a lot of confessionals, and that's because she wasn't really around to help with anything. She was just missing during the challenges, and this is what happens. We thought going in, great casting, but pretty poor casting in hindsight. She really let us down.
I mean, when you think about her movies, 2 of the 3 are good, so And like the question mark to good is for the third one. I thought the third one was scary. Oh man, this is so funny. Flip, slide, and score. It's the oily one. I'm sure Captain Spaulding's making us all runny. Babadook came out of the shadows.
There's a weird numbers advantage here because they're still technically at 10 people. They just have 8 votes.
Yeah. Roll with it. One caster is trapped into a wooden spherical cage, and the hero trap wins immunity.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Much different story this time.
Yeah. Why are these 2 guys fighting so much?
They just keep fighting. Oh my lord.
They're so similar. They're both dads, both dealing with a bad situation, both in a contained rooms. If you haven't seen Train to Busan, it's on Netflix, listeners. It's Great. Oh, this is now a weak alliance.
Oof.
All right. Cast his all vote. Trader does not play the idol. First vote, Babadook, Annabelle, Jigsaw, Babadook, Annabelle. 5 votes to 2.
Yeah, and
Annabelle.
honestly, just when you're on the outside of a really tight 5, especially when you don't have 10, when you have less than 9, it's just rough. They're going to control the numbers from here until the merge, it looks like.
Yeah. Unless, I mean, the merge is still like 5 episodes away. And we still that double tribal coming up. But I mean, like, also, this is such an old tribe. I just realized that too.
That's true.
Considering Ely is like 500 years old.
Yeah.
You know, she's like 800 years old, right? It's been a long time since I read the book, so I don't remember. Actually, the strangers aren't that old, if I'm not mistaken. But we don't know because we don't know anything about them. Says Babadook is hella loyal.
Yeah, that's a tight 5. If they can make it to the merge with that 5 and win a few challenges, they got a shot.
The wall-off arena, 3 members of each tribe battle for balls, and the first tribe scored 3 points, 2 points wins. And the hero tribe wins with war. They win a trip to a swimming hole and a feast of chocolate. Nice. Oh, look at this right here. No, that's unexpected. One caster from each tribe would work as a caller, and the final tribe wins immunity. Oh, well, I mean...
Oh, no.
I don't like to see that, but he's been fighting people. Ghostface and Ely bond a lot.
Ely's good at bonding with people. She's got an underrated social game coming into this one.
I mean, when you see both versions of Ely, both the original and the American remake, both great actresses, both amazing performances. It's just how it goes. Sikwu does not play the idol. First vote, David. Rachel, David, Rachel. Wow, 5-4.
Wow. Somebody flipped because of how disliked David is. This is becoming a goat situation. It's a Philip Shepard, if you will.
But with a gun in his hand. Chris votes for David. David votes for Rachel. Elvis votes for Rachel. Gino votes for David. Maddie votes for Rachel. Rachel votes for David. Sukwu votes for Rachel. Sean votes for David. And Sidney votes for Rachel.
Sukwu was the deciding vote. He's been fighting with David, but Sukwu's got stuff going on up here. Yeah. He's got the idol. He wants to keep David in the game. He's got control of this right now.
He's really smart, yeah.
He's also got that, and the alliance, you can't be getting rid of your loyal allies. Yeah. Even though he's the only real loyal one in that group, everybody's ready to cut him. You need your numbers right now.
Yeah. Look at this right here. This is a pretty freaking loyal alliance.
Exactly. He probably got a glimpse of the other tribe at some challenge and knows how tight that core is. So you've got a slim lead. You can't waste it by throwing challenges, getting rid of your loyal guys like David.
And David just won immunity with Ghostface.
Oh, my lordy.
All right, no. Challenge. Heroes win reward. They win steak, sausages, vegetables, condiments, and wine for reward. Oh, we don't like to see that happening.
They're going to tell him to get out. Sorry. I was waiting for that. I was going to do it. I'm sorry.
You're totally good. It's just really funny. All right, this is now weak alliance. All right, let's see what happens. Sukwu does not play the idol. First vote. Maddie. Chris. Maddie. Chris. The tribe has spoken from 5 to 3. Oh, that makes me so sad. Because Get Out is one of my favorite movies in the last 5 years. Chris votes for Maddie. David votes for Chris. Elvis votes for Chris. Gino votes for Maddie. Maddie votes for Chris. Sukwu votes for Chris. Sean votes for Maddie. And Sidney votes for Chris.
Yeah, Sean's on the outside looking in now. That's pretty unfortunate.
Yeah. All right. First vote goes to Captain Spaulding. Jigsaw. Captain Spaulding. Jigsaw. Captain Spaulding. 5-2. Captain Spaulding, tribe spoken.
Both these guys were old. They were problems during challenges, and it was going to be one of them.
I mean, the thing with Captain Spaulding is you have to have him in because he's Sid Haig, Like, how can you not? Bob Duke votes for Captain Spaulding. Captain Spaulding votes for Jigsaw. Ely votes for Captain Spaulding. Ghostface votes for Captain Spaulding. Jigsaw votes for Captain Spaulding. Laura votes for Jigsaw. James votes for Captain Spaulding. All right, we're at episode 7. We're at our final 13. We almost have our final 5 for villains for the next one, which is pretty cool.
If it's that entire tight 5-core alliance, that's going to be very impressive.
It's possible. I mean, they say I take out Laura. All right, so basket brawl, competing around. The tribes would face off 3 to the side of the ocean and then shoot them in the hoop. And it looks like the Velvet Tribe went to war. They went a feast to a waterfall. Community challenge, caught in the web. One at a time, 3 casters from each tribe would race across a platform and a rope net and then climb up a rope web to retrieve 6 balls and a puzzle pieces. And the Heroes Tribe wins immunity.
Wow. We're going to find out our final 5 villains here.
They are.
David, what are you doing? Just fighting with everybody.
The strangers and Laura bond a lot. Hopefully it does not involve sex because then they're just empty.
Yeah, that's a very odd. That's like 4... It's a lot going on.
That's a lot going on there and a lot of dead bodies. Stranger does not play the idol. First vote, Laura. Jigsaw. Laura. Ely. Laura, the tribe has spoken. I wonder who voted for Jigsaw and Ely. Ghostface and Laura.
Ghostface throwing a little hinky vote there, but that tight 5, they were never going to turn on each other, especially being down the way they're down here.
Yeah, like when you think about, like, it's so interesting because I think the Heroes Tribe is a lot more flawed when you think about it too. Also, like, you got David who's going through a lot.
He could flip.
Elvis, who's in an old age home. Juno, who's caused a lot of trouble in her lifetime. Maddie, who is deaf and fighting off a stalker. Self, who's dealing with the zombie apocalypse on a train. Mm-hmm. Sean, who's just dealing with the zombie apocalypse. And Sidney, who's dealing with everyone fucking her life up.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what's going to happen right here. On episode 8. And the Villains Tribe wins reward. Excellent. They win a trip to another island. There's coffee, bar, cookies, croissants, and brownies. Mudslide.
Ooh.
Competing around, 2 casters from each tribe would be belted together, and they would have to race across a mud pit. And it looks like the Villains Tribe wins again.
They really needed that.
They did, yeah. It's now a strong line. Wow, that's
solidifying. Shaun of the Dead. Sean's gonna go here, I'm thinking.
Oh, that scares me. But we'll see what happens. Anything can happen. And this one just dissolved.
Wow.
I think it's gonna be Sean or Juno.
Yeah.
Maybe Elvis, but we don't know. First vote. Juno. David. Juno. 4-3. Juno, the tribe has spoken.
Wow, David nearly went there. Wow.
Elvis, Juno, and Sean all voted for David. Everyone else voted for Juno. That was good shock there.
She survived that first tribal. You thought maybe luck was on her side. She is a hero. Unfortunately, the death of George Clooney was not able to do much for her.
And that means all of our anti-heroes are gone now. So interesting. All right, let's see what's going to happen right now. Chimney sweep, her reward challenge. And so, yeah, it's the ranking one. And the Villains Tribe wins reward. They went all-you-eat feast at Outback Steakhouse. And strung out. Podcasters from each tribe will maneuver a bag puzzle. And Villains Tribe wins immunity.
Wow, we're going to go into this 5-5.
Yeah, we are. Strangers and Jigsaw bond a lot. Makes a lot of sense. You know, they're both mid-aughts horror films. Both kind of stalkery, creepy things. Pastors all vote. Duckwood does not play the idol. First vote.
He's got solid control of his guys.
David, Elvis, Elvis, David, Elvis, the tribe spoken.
Wow.
I thought we were getting Bruce Campbell in the finale, but I guess not.
None.
I think we had the Travis voted, but yeah. So Elvis and Sean voted for David. Hopefully, Sean can make friends at the merge.
Yeah, he's the only one who's not part of that core 4, and the other 5 did dissolve. But like, I would imagine they would come back together, especially if they think they can flip Sean.
Yeah. All right, Red Team Gang Tribe.
All 10 of these are going to be in the next Brant Steele as well. Pretty nice.
Which will mean it won't take me so long to change out the cast. It'll take me a good length of time. Casters must hang out the pole as long as they can. Last person left hanging without touching ground wins, and Ghostface wins immunity.
This was incredible, just based on what Ghostface wears. The black cloak, it gets all tangled up. You think, how is he going to stay up there? But winners find a way.
Oh, wow. The original Heroes tribe has dissolved.
Wow.
That's all scary.
Probably because of David.
Probably. I mean, he's causing a lot of shit with that gun in his hand. All right, let's see what's going to happen right now. Strangers do play the idol. First vote. Strangers does not count. Strangers does not count. Strangers does not count. Strangers. Seokwoo. 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 Wow, 5 votes for Seokwoo.
No!
They still on treble?
No!
Yeah, they did.
No! Wow. Oh, he went home with an idol in his pocket.
You don't like to see that, Christian.
Oh, no. He had total control of this game. He got cocky. That's
what happens sometimes, you know? You have control and then you lose because you think you have control.
I think David let it slip that the strangers were the target. That's just really rough to see. Villains really taken back the game here. They've been down the entire time, and this solid 5 is very impressive.
Yeah. The shuffleboard reward, Ely, Ghostface, and Maddie win a reward, and they all watch Treasure Island together. Each caster was given 150 tiles and had to stack top to 10 feet, and Maddie wins immunity.
There you go. Christy Smith vibes here.
Yeah, definitely. Now I really want to watch Hush. I haven't watched it maybe like in a year or so. You've seen it before, right?
Good. Great.
So good. Casters all vote. Sidney. Strangers. Sidney. Strangers. Sidney. No. 5 votes of 4. Sidney tried spoken.
Oh.
I think it went along
that was brutal.
Line. It looks like it went tribal lines it is. Wow, David's really fucking it up for the Heroes, huh?
Wow, we're gonna get a pagonging because of David. Oh, David. Maddie's super loyal to him because she's deaf and she can't listen to him bitch.
When it rains, it pours. It's the perch one, and strangers win immunity. And that's a medium strength alliance because they don't need to be much stronger than that. This is all vote. First vote. Sean, David, Sean, David, 6-2.
Yeah.
David tribe spoken.
It was about time. It was fun. It was a fun ride, but you know, David was only really kept around because of our main man who got cocky and left first at the merge. So David's time was short once he left.
But, you know, like the movie The Mist, it's always nice to see him. And hopefully he doesn't do a dumb idea.
Be patient.
We hope
you know the phrase shoot first, ask questions later? The opposite. The opposite of that, David.
The opposite, David. All right, let's see what's happening here.
Ooh, does Sean have any chance of sneaking by here? Not when Maddie wins immunity. Oh.
All right, let's see what happens. Sean found the idol, so that's good. Sean,
wow.
Right now.
Sean's got to play it.
He played it, yeah.
Oof.
Sean does not count. Sean.
Who's he going to send home?
Sean does not count. Sean does not count. Sean. Ely.
Oh my gosh, that is oh.
Oh,
She was gonna win if she got to the end.
but
Oh my gosh.
that was impressive. Sean just got big.
Wow.
So we're in episode 13 with our final six: the Babadook, Ghostface, Jigsaw, Maddie, Sean, and the Strangers.
This is great. This is 6 solid players.
It really is, and 6 great movies. The Cassius would use a bucket to scoop up water, and Babadook wins reward. He gets to hang out with his family. He came
Yeah.
from Australia for it. He shares with Maddie and the Strangers. Keep it up. It's when they have to hold the thing above their head, and Jigsaw wins immunity.
Wow. How does this guy win that challenge?
I mean, he's
That's
dying.
incredible.
It takes him like 10 movies. So, and so Strangers found the idol, and the Strangers is becoming appreciated around the camp.
Oh my lord, they're starting to become the favorites, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are.
Multiple idol plays, everybody likes them. Part of this core alliance.
Maddie. Wow. Sean got in with the villains. This is the funniest Final 5 I've ever seen.
This is incredible. Come on, Sean. You can do it, Sean. Comp your way to the end.
Yeah. Come on, immunity, Sean. Oh.
Oh, no. Okay. Oh, Jigsaw. What are you doing, man?
Let's see, speaking appreciated around camp. All right, let's see what happens. Strangers plays the idol.
He played it.
Babadook. Sean. 4-1. Babadook. The tribe spoken.
Yeah, that's a weird idol play from the Strangers.
But they had to do it. It's the final chance to play it. Our final 4. Oh, this is a very interesting final 4.
We thought it was going to get interesting with the immunity and the idol play from both of the heroes, but
yeah,
4 villains.
Strangers wins immunity. That's it. I'll vote. Ghostface, Jigsaw, Babadook. Babadook, the tribe.
Wow. Purple Babadook. He was solid, but he didn't do much.
You know, what's interesting about Babadook is, like, ever since he came out as a gay icon,
exactly.
That's just impressive. Ghostface and Jigsaw voted out Babadook. All right, we're at our final 3.
I think the Strangers have to have this one here. I think Jigsaw is a little too high on himself with the whole mastermind thing. He's probably annoyed people.
Yeah.
It's not that Ghostface didn't play a great game, but he's in the end with the Strangers. They had 3 people talking to everybody at all times, and multiple idol plays and multiple immunity wins. It's going to be really tough not to see them as the winner here, but who knows?
I think it could be Jigsaw personally.
Okay.
We'll see.
I wouldn't be surprised. He does have the mastermind kind of edit going on.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens. Whoa. Ghostface won 4-3-2.
Wow.
Gino votes for Ghostface. Elvis votes for the Strangers. Silkwu votes for Ghostface. Sidney votes for Jigsaw. David votes for Ghostface. Ely votes for Jigsaw. Maddie votes for Jigsaw. Sean votes for Jigsaw. Babadook votes for Strangers to win. Fan favorites, Silkwu, which makes total sense. That's a shocking turn of events there.
That's incredible. Wow.
Just do that, and I'm gonna stop. Well, I won't do that until let's do the summary. I always get really intrigued by the statistics.
See, what happened there was the Strangers, for as much of an advantage as 3 people can be for 1 vote, they split the votes. People didn't really know whether or not to vote for the Strangers or to vote for Jigsaw, and Ghostface wins by default there. Which, honestly, looking back, good move by Ghostface to get Babadook out. Good move, because he knew that Babadook was going to vote for the Strangers in the end. He needed to create a little bit of confusion about who was doing what.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay. Well,
so we're gonna line up the finale.
Okay. Are you gonna set that up? Do you want me to talk about the 20 people we got going here?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see if I can remember. So we've got Ghostface.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Ghostface, Babadook, the Strangers, Jigsaw, Ellie.
Mhm.
We've got David Drayton. We've got Sean. We've got Maddie. We've got Sukwoo, and we've got is it Sidney?
Yes.
Sidney. Okay. And then we've got, I'm going to have a tougher time remembering that first game. We've got Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Nancy.
Uh-huh.
We've got Wendy. We've got Charlie. Yes. And we've got, is it Peter? Is Peter the fifth?
Yeah. Peter's the
nice.
fifth.
Okay, good. I'm glad he's in this one. And then the other 5 we've got are the Tall Man, Xenomorph, the Thing, Jack, and it's not they, right?
No, they didn't make it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the Thing, Jack, Tallman, Michael, and Xenomorph.
Oh, Michael. There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
This should be good. This should be exciting. Are we starting with all villains on a villain tribe, or are we doing tribes of season? Okay. That's good. I like that. Now, I'm wondering if the solid 5 from this past season of the villains is going to reconnect and kind of get together, or if there's going to be any bad blood, no pun intended, with the way the vote went down, because Ghostface, I've heard, he talks a lot of shit for a guy who kind of won by default. Constantly talking about how, he intentionally maneuvered himself through the game. And a lot of people don't buy it. A lot of people say they would have preferred the Jigsaw win over Ghostface. And the longer we go from watching the season when it aired, the less I respect the Strangers win, because it's such an unfair advantage to have 3 people bringing in food, 3 people bringing in wood, 3 people talking to everybody. And I think it was right for the jury to kind of need more from them to outright give them the game. I mean, you saw 7 people not want to give them the game, so it was, or 6, I think. But I'd love to see them improve upon their game, maybe play a little bit more aggressive, more out in the open. But that 5, seeing what they can do is going to be interesting. This other 5 for the heroes, I feel like nobody's going to want to align with David again. I feel like David might be that first guy to go. I don't think Sukwoo's going to really push the envelope on keeping him around. It didn't work out for him this first time around. He's probably more conservative and cautious because he got blindsided with an idol in his pocket. This is going to be very exciting.
I'll do it, that will make you be suspicious of people, in my personal opinion.
So a lot of different relationships in this one too. Sidney and Ghostface. We've got Ripley and Xenomorph coming back. The 2 winners there's going to be a winner on each tribe, which I'm happy about. I'm happy one and the other are going to both have that extra target on them.
Yeah. Let me just make sure I got heroes correct. 1, 2.
Dollface, Pinup Girl, and Man in the Mask. Those are the Strangers.
Yeah. All right. So for final 5 for that. It's also going to be fun to see Jack and Wendy come back also,
Yes. A lot of fun relationships. We get to come back and see if there's any changes, any alliances. This is one of those times where I almost wish we could have a pre-merge tribe switch, just to kind of see how everybody handles living with the other side.
I mean, I'll do it if you want me to.
Oh, hey, this is your thing. I don't want to mess up a good time here. We've got really solid tribes here.
I forget, was Candyman? No, Candyman was not one of the 5.
From which season?
From last season.
Last season?
No.
The heroes or villains?
That would have been villains. But he's not. He's not. Yeah.
Who did we have? Yeah, we had the Babadook, Ellie, Ghostface, Jigsaw, and the Strangers.
Yeah. I mean, these are very fascinating combos combinations of characters too.
I'm nervous for the heroes here. I think no matter how you cut it, they're in trouble just because they've got a couple of screws loose that usually you would see on the villains tribe, the crazy people. So
yeah,
someone like David, everybody's excited he's back, but that's just because of the drama he brings. The fact that he's going to be out there, he's going to be vulnerable. He needs to find an idol quickly, or he needs to be a different person around camp.
And that's the interesting thing about when it comes to this type of stuff, you know?
I think he knows that coming in, so he probably will make a specific intention to kind of be seen around camp, not waving the gun around, not overreacting to everything, letting everybody know how calm he is.
And that's half the battle, right?
That's always been what he struggled with, the social game. He's not, it's not that he's not contributing around camp, but when you've got a guy screaming and the only person who's vouching for him is the deaf girl, it's
not the best look. All right, so I got the cast ready, I believe. And we will get started with our final one of the night.
Excellent.
With the Heroes Tribe of Charlie Brewster, David Drayden, Lieutenant Ripley, Maddie, Nancy Thompson, Peter, Hyuk Woo, Sean, Sidney, and Wendy, versus the Villains Tribe of Babadook, Ely, Ghostface, Jack Torrance, Jigsaw, Michael Myers, The Strangers, The Tall Man, The Thing, and The Xenomorph. All right, let's get this shit started. Okay.
We've got the original alliance there with Nancy, Charlie, and Ripley. I like that.
Yeah. All right, the villains win the first reward, the dig, and they win the flint. And the heroes win the immunity.
There we go.
Nice. Maddie found the idol.
There we go.
And it's being appreciated around camp. It's great. Xenomorph found the idol.
Of course.
Back kind of have to, right? All right, so let's see what's going to happen in the first tribal council. Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote. Michael, Jack, Michael, Jack, Michael, Jack, Jack, Michael, Michael, 6-4. Michael Myers, the first one out. They're going big game hunting this season, guys.
Wow.
Bobby votes for Michael. Ely votes for Michael. Ghostface votes for Jack. Jack votes for Michael. Jigsaw votes for Jack. Michael votes for Jack. Strangers votes for Jack. Tall Man votes for Michael. Thing votes for Michael. And Xenomorph votes for Michael.
You don't see that solid 5 from the previous season. It looks like they're staying tight.
It's really fascinating how many of the final girls are in this season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, half of the Heroes Tribe is the final girls.
That's good. That's a solid cast.
Yeah. I want to watch all 40 of these movies now. All right, see other tribe alliances.
That David and Peter bond, I think that's exactly the kind of player David needed to be around. You know, Peter in his first season, he kind of rubbed people the wrong way, and then even though he was like on that nice streak of wins, he went out because he just didn't have the bonds. And I think he and David both can play the black sheep with each other. Yeah,
totally. Like, I mean, they're both very similar types of movies too. You know, I mean, trapped in a retail store or a mall. And the Villains Tribe wins immunity. They win at TARP. Sidney says something about the tribe. We don't like to see that.
Oh, Sidney.
Xenomorph and Jack in a minor fight. All right, let's see.
I'm surprised that Jack even survived a fight with a Xenomorph. I think people see that they fought and they're just talking like, Jack, what are you doing? Keep yourself under control. But the fact that he survived the fight at all is incredible.
Yeah. Maddie plays the idol. First vote. Maddie does not count. 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 Maddie. Wendy.
Wow.
3 votes for Wendy.
Wow.
Not voted. Maddie votes for Wendy. Selk Woo votes for Wendy. And Sidney votes for Wendy.
Wow.
Good job, Maddie. I mean, you don't see too often on Survivor a deaf player doing anything, and since you see Maddie being a really good representation.
Yeah. Found the idol, made a great play. Got to make some inroads here. Got to win some challenges.
Exactly, yeah.
She doesn't have anybody aligned with her. Same situation as last season. Sean needs to get off his butt until it's too late. The same thing happened last season, and it's happening now. Sean and Maddie need to get together.
Mhm.
You know, everybody always talks about this. You never want to admit when you're on the bottom, it seems like. And that's what's happening here. Sean's playing relaxed. He's playing this whole I'm just going to coast to the end kind of thing. I'll make my inroad. It's not going to happen. It didn't happen your first season. It's not going to happen now.
And Villains Tribe wins immunity again.
Good.
So, David and Nancy bond a lot.
So cool film The Idol. There we go.
Xenomorph still has the idol also. I mean, I'm a little bit scared for Sidney right now and Maddie. So let's see what happens. Cast his own vote. Does not play the idol. Maddie. Seokwoo. Seokwoo. Maddie.
No.
Seokwoo. Maddie. Seokwoo. Maddie. Seokwoo. 5 votes to 4. Seokwoo. You've been eliminated.
The second time he has gone home with an idol in his pocket. Unbelievable.
His dreams are great to keep people safe from zombie apocalypses, but not from Survivor games.
That's
votes for Maddie. David votes for Seokwoo. Ripley votes for Maddie. Maddie votes for Seokwoo. Nancy votes for Maddie. Peter votes for Seokwoo. Seokwoo votes for Maddie. Sean votes for Seokwoo. And Sidney votes for Seokwoo.
Kudos to Maddie. Maddie really saved her butt there. That is hard to do.
Yeah.
She probably sussed out the idol.
Yeah. Even though, she's fucking smart. People do talk to her. So.
David and Peter, rock solid.
Rock solid. All right, reward challenge. Everyone's getting oily. And the immunity challenge, roll with it. And it looks like Heroes Tribe wins immunity. Oh, yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie just found the idol. Nancy's rubbing the tribe the wrong way. That's not good.
They liked her in the beginning. Yeah, everybody's starting to realize it was all for show.
I mean, like, when you see her movies, like, she's only, like, good in the first one. Rats in a weak alliance. Xenomorph does not play the idol. First vote. Jack. Strangers. Strangers. Jack. 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 Strangers. 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 Wow.
Wow.
5-4.
No chance at redemption here, strangers.
If you have the chance to take out 3 people with 1 vote, then you gotta take it,
Exactly.
Votes for strangers. Ely votes for strangers. Ghostface votes for Jack. Jack votes for strangers. Jigsaw votes for Jack. Strangers votes for Jack. Tall Man votes for strangers. Thing votes for strangers. And Zemo votes for Jack.
Got both our winners in here still. Looking pretty good.
Not making much impact, but playing with people well.
Yeah. Ripley laying low right now cannot be understated. She needs that. First go around, she wasn't a winner and she was acting up. Now if she does it, she's got no chance.
And the heroes win a reward. And it looks like they also win the immunity challenge, which is great.
Wow. On a roll.
Yeah. David and Peter bonded a lot. Yeah, was David a cop too? Or no, he wasn't a cop.
I can't remember what David was. Artist?
I think so. I forget. Doesn't matter. But watch The Mist. It's a great movie. It's very depressing, but very good. Maybe not this year. But wait a few months. Xenomorph plays the idol. First vote. Xenomorph does not count. Xenomorph does not count. Xenomorph does not. Xenomorph does not.
Good.
Xenomorph. Jigsaw. 3 votes. Jigsaw. The tribe spoken.
Wow. Do you think Ghostface has had some part of making sure both of the final 3 he was a part of went home? Because I know Ghostface went into this with a weird chip on his shoulder about the other 2.
It's possible.
Damn. Xenomorph with a brilliant idol play right there.
Yeah. And now we're at our Double Tribal Council episode. see what's going to happen here. This is a very solid 5. Although they're not working together, they're 5 solid Met players. And Nancy and Ely win individual immunity.
I think Nancy needed that one.
Yeah. Hero Trapman's reward. Doing steak, sausages, vegetables, condiments, and wine for reward. And David and Maddie bond a lot again. And Ely found an idol. Ooh.
Wow.
If we get an Ely win this season, I will be so happy. I love Ely.
She's got immunity and an idol. She's got total control here.
Yeah. First vote, Ripley, Maddie, Ripley. You will not become a 2-time winner.
Oh,
you were great.
Ripley.
But the queen does stay queen, and you're not.
Yeah. She tried to lay low, but at a double tribal, when you got to send somebody home, they took a shot at a big target, and you can't blame them.
You can't. I mean, when you get Sigourney Weaver, you got to do something.
She's in the middle of that Charlie and Nancy alliance as well, and I'm sure Peter and David both, as much as they wanted that 5 strong, they knew that they had the numbers in that 3 over there too if they were going to have 5. So makes sense. Yeah.
Let's see what happens with the villains. Ghostface, Xenomorph, The Thing, Ghostface, Xenomorph, The Thing.
Wow.
I think I voted out 3 votes. Bob Duke votes for The Thing, Ely votes for The Thing, Ghostface votes for Xenomorph, Jack votes for Ghostface, Tall Man votes for The Thing votes for Xenomorph votes for Ghostface.
There's a little Xenomorph Ghostface rivalry brewing here, and I'm kind of excited to see it if it carries itself into the merge.
Oh, that'd be so cool. It just has a nerd for both those horror series. All right. Basket Brawl. And the Hero Trap wins reward when a trip to Waterfall with a feast. And they also win immunity, which is definitely very important. Sean and Peter have a major fight. That does not make me happy.
Oof.
They saw the idol. Ely plays the idol. First vote, Ghostface. Xenomorph. Ghostface. Xenomorph. The tribe has spoken.
Wow, really underwhelming return for Xenomorph. I think I read a little too much into the edit there on the last episode. We thought it was going to be a big Ghostface Xenomorph battle, but Ghostface made sure that Xenomorph went home now. And
that's how it happens sometimes,
Yeah, I wonder if you're missing out on a real comp beast in Xenomorph down these numbers. So I don't know if it was the right move.
I know the Xenomorph moves, like you would imagine that like he can swim.
Mm-hmm.
You'd imagine. But this is a really awesome solid 13. Or 11, I can't count. Or it's been a week, guys. All right, the folk connect bowling and the Heroes Tribe wins reward. They win a trip to their island with cookies, croissants, and brownies, and they also win immunity.
Wow,
nice!
This is a dominant hero performance, people.
Charlie Still's got the idol. Babajuke's found the idol, and Ely and the Tall Man have a major fight. He will not be familiar. Bob Duke does not play the idol. First vote, Jack, Ely, Jack. The tribe has spoken.
Rough. Yeah, Jack never really. He didn't make a splash. He waited too long. I think he was hoping that he would get to the merge with Wendy. Just wasn't in the cards this time, bud.
Yeah. And like Ely and the Tall Man got back to working together there. But, we always are happy when we see Jack, whether he's writing or watching a hotel. This is interesting.
This is a 4-7 domination from the heroes here. I can't even if the villains win back-to-back immunities here, it's going to be 6-4 going into the.
And the villains tribe wins reward. They can have all they want, blooming onions. And they also win the immunity challenge too.
They needed that one.
They really did, yeah. Nancy and Sidney bonded slightly. Both Wes Craven final girls. That's how it happens. Bob Duke and Ghostface bond slightly. All right. Charlie does not play the idol. First vote, Maddie, Sean, Maddie, Sean. The tribe has spoken of the 43.
Gosh, he was trying to play the same game this time around.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It's potential wasted, I feel like. Everybody loved Sean.
Yeah.
We were really rooting for him to make it to the end in season 2, and he was just too casual, too laid back. He didn't have that killer instinct you like, especially in this theme.
I mean, especially when it comes down to like when you really think about like the fact that this season he is there and like this is an all-star season, you know? And like you can't just rest on your laurels. We are at our final 10. And we are at a merge. And let's see the Yin tribe.
Kudos to David for really keeping himself under control. Peter was the perfect player for him to be in a tribe with, and I would love to see them both at the end.
I could see it happening. I think it'd be really funny if it's them and like Ely.
God, this immunity is going to be everything here.
Maddie wins immunity, and she's holding out the poles.
2 idols. And oh, no, David. No.
All right, let's see what happens. First vote. No one plays idol. Peter, no. Peter, Nancy, Peter, tall man, Peter, no.
Unbelievable.
Always
wow.
Happening. Yeah. David votes for tall man.
That's, oh my gosh. I think they thought because they had the numbers and the idol, they'd be fine. But that's a big, I don't like that at all from the heroes.
That's a big loss.
Well, we just saw season 1 was a 6-4 advantage villains, and the villains flipped on Xenomorph, and their entire plan crumbled after that. So this is, I hope they can figure it out, because this is not looking good for them.
Well, let's see what happens. So the shuffleboard happened, and Nancy, Charlie, and Babadook win a reward. And they all watch Treasure Island. And Ely wins the immunity challenge, which is pretty impressive because she's a tiny little thing.
Yeah. She's got the hands for the House of Cards. Very delicate.
And Maddie and Nancy have a major fight. All right. Babadook plays the Villain Tribe idol on Tall Man.
He keeps getting idols played on him.
I mean, if you see how tall the tall man is, first of all, tall man does not count. Tall man does not count. Tall man does not count. Nancy, Maddie, Nancy, Maddie, Nancy, the tribe has spoken.
Oh my lord.
Bob Duke vote for Nancy, Charlie vote for Maddie, David vote for tall man, Ely vote for Nancy, Ghostface vote for Nancy, Maddie votes for tall man, Nancy votes for Maddie, Sidney votes for tall man votes for Nancy.
Wow.
We're final 8. And it looks like they're even now, right?
They brought it back. It was 4-6. They thought they could get rid of Peter and not have any blowback. Big mistake, guys. You got to take that first shot at the other try before you get cute, especially if you think they're going to flush an idol or something. This is hard to watch. The heroes had total control.
And David wins immunity.
There we go.
Now Babadook found the idol.
Wow, Babadook. I called him Purple Babadook in season 2, and he's really making me eat my words here. He's come to play.
Really is. He's here to play. He's having a good time. He's getting his tan on. He's coming out of the shadows. Neither of them play their idols. First vote. Ghostface. Sidney. Ghostface. Sidney. Wow, 6-2. The tribe has spoken.
Dang. Iconic vote, but Charlie Ghostface getting one over on Sidney twice. She's just been isolated for most of this game. Now you've got a villain advantage over the heroes with a Ghostface wants this second win. He is upset. This is incredible. The turnaround is magnificent.
Yeah. The immunity challenge. David wins immunity.
There you go, David.
And no new idols, and Maddie and Ely bond slightly. Be careful, Maddie. All right, so Babadook's got and no one plays the idol. First vote, Ely, tall man, Maddie, tall man, Maddie, the tribe has spoken.
Oh my lord!
Wow.
Yeah, I have a sneaking suspicion that this is going to be a question of whether or not the Babadook is willing to cut Ghostface.
Yeah.
Because right now it seems to be those two and nobody else.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be interesting. Is Ghostface can get a second win in like an hour? It's possible. This is interesting. I wonder what's going to happen for Charlie and David.
Yeah, Charlie still got that idol.
Yeah. And Charlie wins reward for the family visit. He shares with tall man and David.
He needed that.
Yeah. And David wins our immunity. Holy shit.
Wow. Oh, if Charlie plays the idol here, they could really flip it.
They could. Let's see what's going to happen. Charlie does not play the idol. First vote. Ghostface. Ely. Ghostface. Ely. Ghostface from 4 to 2. Ghostface.
Wow! Oh!
We will have a new winner tonight, guys.
Wow!
In the All-Star season. Babadook votes for Ghostface. Charlie votes for Ghostface. David votes for Ely. Ely votes for Ghostface. Ghostface votes for Ely. We got our finale.
Did it. He did it. I said
Babadook
needed to make the play. He cut Ghostface. He didn't wait. He made the right call. I'm really impressed with Babadook's play the second go around. I hope he wins.
I'm cheering for Ely because it's really hard for me not to cheer for her. I am also very hard big on the Babadook train though. So
yeah. Hey, and we talked about it. David, he might not win, but David he made strides. Nobody thought he was going to get here. Excellent work, David.
And tall man wins immunity. I bet we're going to get a couple idol plays because the files don't even be played.
Yeah. Do you think that's why Charlie's rubbing everybody the wrong way? He's getting a little too he's making it clear that he's got some kind of move planned?
No idea, but he did just play the idol.
Let's
find out. Charlie does not count. David. That also makes sense since David's won every freaking award, like every thing.
Wow.
So it's exciting.
Charlie's got to win immunity here or he's going to get cut.
Babadook wins immunity.
Babadook, man. I'm telling you. Babadook.
That's his all vote. Ely. Charlie. The tribe has spoken.
Heroes, how did you lose that? The heroes cut Peter and they didn't need to.
Yep.
Ah!
And Babadook, Ely, and the tall man face the jury. I think our winner is going to be Babadook.
Ely's social game, though, do not let it go under the radar. We talked about it in the past game with
people
Ghostface.
Let her in, this is what happens.
They let her in.
Ely wins on a 5.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Jack votes for Ely to win. Sean votes for Ely to win. Peter votes for Tall Man. Nancy votes for Babadook. Sidney votes for Ely. Maddie votes for Babadook. Ghostface votes for Ely. David votes for Ely. And Charlie votes for Tall Man. And Ghostface wins a fan favorite.
Wow. Ghostface was oh my goodness, bitter. I think he was bitter.
Yeah.
Babadook made the play, got you out, but you know what? Ellie, that's what she does. She positioned herself. You were right. That was perfect. They let her in. Oh my lordy, that was incredible.
I mean, she's a very impressive player from a very impressive movie. You can't shit on her because she's great. Yeah, Christian.
Babadook received 0 votes. That's incredible. Thank you so much for having me, Mark. This was a good time.
So much fun. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. And I thank you so much for being on this, so I can also have someone to talk to, and also everything. I want to bring up your stuff because might as well get ready to end the stream.
Sure.
Of course, you can follow him on Was Almost Slater on Twitter, and he's got his Twitch channel where you can watch Survivor and watch Survivor with him and other cool things. It's
or
fun.
you can just read the tweets. I do enjoy the tweets. Stay there forever. The Twitch, it's fun to watch along with people, but the videos go away, and I'm not really a big Twitch guy, but
but yeah, I enjoyed watching. So watch the Heroes versus Villains one, like when you watched the first episode, and it was really fun watching you like enjoy seeing everyone coming out. You're a really fun person to watch with. So
thank you, Mark.
Yeah. And of course, you guys can see him in MarkTalk, Brant Steele, like Winners at War, in like a little over a month, probably. We're working at it. I am still gonna be taking a pretty good hiatus because I need to, like, unless I might pop up with things that are like simple like this. But of course, you can tweet at me at MarkLevy85. And I can't state this enough: be safe, be smart, please vote. That's all you gotta do, guys. Christian, thank you so much for being here tonight, and I'll see you guys next time.